Hi, I'm Hugh Bone from Action Coach, and today we're talking about marketing. And I've invited along a great friend of mine, Duncan McAdams, who's a marketing expert, author, and presenter, to answer all of our marketing issues. So, welcome and thanks for joining us.
No worries, Hugh. It's great to be here.
Great. Well, let's get straight into it because marketing is often, it's always extraordinarily important, and even more so in a crisis like now. And I guess to me, I've got about 5 things that keep on cropping up with business owners and with the clients I'm working with right now, and I'd love to hear your take on them. And I guess to kick it off, when a business is in trouble, why do they stop marketing?
I think most people stop marketing when a business is in trouble is because they see it as an expense rather than an investment. And oftentimes you do a whole bunch of marketing and you don't get the return immediately. So it can be very, very frustrating. And then oftentimes the type of marketing that a business is doing kind of works, or it works only just a little bit. And again, a lot of business owners don't see the value in it. So and then oftentimes people just simply don't know what to do. So they chop all their advertising and their marketing and then they stand around twiddling their thumbs when really they should be increasing their marketing, especially in this type of environment.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been saying. We need to probably have double the leads in your funnel than less.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I understand that. But it sort of comes back to it. Why do they hate it so much? Why is it such an aversion to getting stuck into it?
Well, the biggest thing I think is when you're unsure about doing something, you're always fearful that you're going to look like an idiot, or you don't believe it, or you're unsure. Whereas if you're a plumber or electrician, the actual job itself is quite straightforward. Okay, but and very rarely do you fail. But with marketing, you can do a truckload of stuff and it doesn't work. And then you do one simple thing and it works brilliantly. So it's really quite challenging, the whole marketing sphere. And people are going to put their hand up. And as soon as you put your hand up, especially in this environment with social media and easy opportunities to get out there, then you're going to get cut down, or you're going to get complainers, or something's not going to go right. So you put your hand up tentatively often, and you like I said before, you could fail, or you could be shot down with criticism, or you feel like an idiot. And so it's a whole bunch of fear that normally is involved when you try to do marketing. And then there's also the case of, how many marketing books have you read? How many marketing books has your clients read?
Yes.
Now, how much study has gone involved into marketing? It's so important to market, and yet most people, they don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah, hang on. I did a plumbing apprenticeship. I thought I wanted to be a good plumber.
Yeah. But unfortunately, with exactly when you're doing that plumbing apprenticeship, to actually get your first job, you've got to market yourself. So marketing is not going to go away no matter which level of operation that you're at, whether you're an apprentice or whether you're looking for government contracts. You've got to market your business. You've got to get out there. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be overtly expensive or flash or incredibly brilliant. What it's got to be is consistent, on the ball, and really well thought out. That really is what makes some good marketing.
So I think you're touching on the priority here, aren't you, with marketing versus doing the job and then being a business owner. Is that what you're touching on there? Like, which should come first?
Yeah. Marketing should always come first, because you're not a business unless you're trading, of course. And if you're not trading successfully, then really it's the marketing first, because that gets the work in. And then with that marketing, of course, you can start choosing the clients that you want to deal with, and the work starts coming in a little bit more regularly, and so you can up your prices. So marketing from so many different angles is the most important and the very first start of your business. Then comes managing staff, managing projects, and then comes actually quality control of the job and improving your skills. So, yeah. But marketing is first.
That is probably the number one biggest issue with every business I see is the working in the business, working on the business, and on the business is marketing. Yeah, and oftentimes I hear tradies say, because I've dealt with a lot of tradies and helped them with their marketing in the past, and I hear them say, "Oh yeah, we tried that and it didn't work."
And so they don't try it again. Put an advert in the newspaper and that didn't work. Went on Facebook and nothing came of it. And they don't seem to realise that you've got to test and measure, you've got to try different things, you've got to keep at it until you do get a response. You don't just stop.
Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. No, I understand. Okay. So to get a bit of, I guess, action here, you know, for business owners who know that they're lacking or not enough action in the marketing front, like what's the first step to start sort of kicking goals in their
Well, probably working with you, Hugh, would be the best thing, because then you can start setting some business goals. You know what I mean? You can start saying, well, this is where we want to be in 2 years' time or 1 year's time or whatever is appropriate, and then working towards that. And a big part of that, of course, is the marketing. But just from a practical, tomorrow, what are you going to do? Well, the first thing you ever do is select who you're going to go and talk to. So it's called your target audience. Who do you want to go and talk to, and how are you going to go and talk to them? It could be just simple phone calls. It could be sending a letter. My God, sending a letter with a postage stamp on it. Or it could be that you're a residential plumber or electrician and you like dealing with people. And so you choose the area that you want to work in, and you start contacting people. Like, I'll give you an example. One plumber I know definitely, because I've had clients. I mean, I've had workers for me deliver things through people's letterbox, and there was one job that was happening for one of my clients, and the delivery guys came back to me and said, you know, there's this plumber. He just walks around people's letterboxes and sticks a little magnet on the letterbox, and the only reason why we've paid attention is because we saw it so many times. So this guy had picked like 4 or 5 suburbs that my client wanted to deliver to. They weren't tradies or anything, but this plumber, he stuck this magnet on letterboxes everywhere. And if it didn't stick to the letterbox, of course, he chucked it in the letterbox. I'm not sure whether he got them delivered. I'm not sure whether he did it himself. But, you know, things like that are just really, really important. So you go and choose who you want to go and talk to, and then you work out the best way of talking to them.
I mean, how much should you spend on marketing? It's a common question. Like, how much should I spend on a website? How much should I spend on letterbox marketing, billboard, signage, whatever? I mean, do you have a bit of a view on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you touched on a website there. I mean, it's much better to spend, you know, $1,000 or a couple of grand on a website and keep updating that website than it is to go and spend $5,000 or 10 grand on a whiz-bang website that you never touch. It's little things like that that are important. But overall, with your marketing, if you're just starting out, I'd spend every single dollar you possibly can scramble together to market your business. I mean, you just got to get out there and don't worry about making money in the very short term, but just get out there and talk to as many people as possible. But if you're looking at an established business, then 10% of your total earnings should really be spent on marketing. And if, say, for instance, you're earning $200,000 a year as a small plumber with an apprentice, then you should be spending 20 grand on marketing. That might sound like a lot, but once you start adding up all the different things that you need to do, like signage, printed material, online advertising, you know, direct mail, which means shoving things in people's letterboxes, you know, you can chew it up pretty quickly with 20 grand. But you do need to spend, especially if you want to grow. So if you're quite happy the way you are, then just rely on referrals. But if you really want to grow, and then what happens, some businesses, of course, they have different divisions. So they might be a plumbing business, but then they might start traffic control, or they might start excavating, or some other part of their business. Well, chuck as much money as you possibly can at it. Take money from the different divisions and build it and build it and build it till you get back to a reasonable spend of about 10%. Anything about 10%, you should be reasonably successful. It's only a marker, but it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, for big commercial guys, 10% does seem like a lot, but 10% of sales you're talking about here?
Yeah.
That's a big chunk, but smaller or more retail, absolutely, if not more. So, Duncan, just before we go, do you have any other marketing tips or suggestions we could use?
Yeah, well, one of the things that you can do is look at what other industries are doing, and even look at what other trades are doing. So if an electrician is marketing in a certain way and you think, oh, that's a good idea, and you're a plumber, then steal the ideas. There's no issue with stealing ideas or nicking from another industry if you see something that's successful and they're doing it really well. If they've got a great Facebook ad, do your own version of it, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's a good idea to look at other industries. Another thing to do is start reading about marketing. And look, if you're a plumber or an electrician and you've got to drive to jobs, that's a great way of learning, is use your van or your car as a university and get an Audible account and start listening to audio books on marketing. And what I'll do, Hugh, is for your email, I'll send you 5 great marketing books from Audible that people can click on below the email and go straight to them. So that's all helpful.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I'm constantly always looking at what people are doing and reading different books. And there's always takeaways that you can implement straight away. And of course, another thing is get a business coach, because the business coach will make sure you do your marketing if you need that kind of help, which most people do. So get a business coach for the discipline of doing the marketing. That's always a good thing. And don't worry about it if you fail. If you're going to fail in anything, fail quickly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be that expensive, but don't give up and just keep going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the rule of thumb is 8 out of 10 marketing activities don't work. Is that right?
Yeah. Or they work, or you'll be surprised. They don't work straight away, and then out of the blue, something happens and it works. Like we've had situations where somebody's done a letter drop and they've done it to the local area, and they got a phone call a year and a half later. Oh yeah, I kept your brochure, stuck it in a drawer. A year and a half later, my goodness. So nothing ever really fails. It's just different levels of success.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, well, if we're true to marketing, we need to have an offer. So I'm going to put it to you. You got any offer for people watching this video?
Yeah, well, I've written a book that really helps with the very basics of marketing, and it's all about your head and getting your head around and how to market yourself as a small business owner. The book's called More, and it's all about how to get more clients and build your business better. I've got 10 copies to give away. All you need to do is contact you, Hugh, and I'll get the copies to you.
Yeah, oh, well, you lived up to the task there, so well done. Thank you. Yeah, so I think we should end up there, and what can I say? But thank you very much, and I hope to interview again another time on another topic.
No worries, Hugh. It's been great.
Thank you. Bye.